Hello again, thank you for joining me here in beautiful North Devon in the UK. Today I'm doing a reading for you called Pick a Card Reading, and the subtitle is Your Love Life. Would you like to know about your love life in the coming weeks and months? Stick around. We have 4 packs of cards. 1, 2, 3 and 4. 4 stacks. You can choose from 1, 2, 3 or 4. Use your intuition. Have a little relax and meditate. Think about which one you like. Maybe the crystals you like or the stones. And pick 1, 2, 3 or 4. There are no credits, no theme tunes, we're going to get straight on with it. So if you chose number 1, we'll do that one first. This is a pick a card reading, and it's a timeless reading, which means you can find it today, next week, or 10 years from now. It makes no difference at all. You'll find this reading when your spirit guides, your angels want you to find it. So if you found it today, it's today, and this is number 1 for you. And I'll put timestamps below for 2, 3 and 4. And you can pick more than one if you want, but for the start off, we'll begin, if we can find some room here, with number 1. Making a mess. At the end of the reading, these readings, I'm going to give you lucky numbers, 6 lucky numbers that could change your life forever. So don't go away without your lucky numbers, you could hit the jackpot. And let's see what number 1 thinks about things. This is your love life, pick a card reading, and it's timeless. So number 1. We have some interesting things going on already. If you have any questions for me, pop them down below and I'll answer them in the next reading, which I do normally about once a week, every few days. Number 1. Let me tell you the negatives first. All the rubbish first, get rid of that, then we'll tell you the lovely positives at the end. But you don't have many negatives. What I do see is, as far as your love life goes, the message here that you've got to be careful who you trust. So are we looking at a man or a woman? It could be somebody linked to him or her that you can't really trust. And you've been in this situation in the past, I think, number 1. Sorry to call you number 1, but we haven't been formally introduced, so I'll call you number 1. I believe that you have previous experience of being let down by people you thought you could trust, and it turns out that you couldn't. So somebody around you that can't be trusted in your love life. This may not be yet, it's coming up, it's predicted from your spirit guides. So caution is required, but don't be paranoid. It just means that people may not be saying or doing the things that they really should be doing, and you can't sometimes trust everybody. As I said, you have the bruises to prove it because you've had it before. Now this is a love reading, but this could also apply to things at work. So it's an earthly thing as well. So watch out who you trust linked to your work. It may not be someone you work with. They may just pop in and out of where you work. But your earthly life, the way you earn your living, the natural life, not the love life, there may be somebody there also that can't be trusted. But there's somebody in your love life that can't be trusted. I have a picture coming through from your spirit guides, from my spirit guides, of somebody who is worried about you. And I think it's a female, a lady. It's an animal lover. It could be a man if you're a chap watching this, but if you're a girl watching this, it's going to be a woman. A lady who's worried about you for some reason, and I can't see any reason why she should be. This is not a negative reading, number 1. In fact, it's very positive. But we're getting the negatives out of the way first. So it could be your mum, it could be your daughter if you're a bit more mature, it could be your friend. Somebody's worried about you, and it means that they care about you. So who is it? If it's not someone you know, then it's going to be somebody in spirit. Somebody is concerned about you, and they may know that you're mixing with someone who's not trustworthy. Another negative here, well, it's not really negative, but it appears that things are not going as quickly as you'd like them to. You have what I always call a pause, like when you pause your DVD player or your video recorder. Remember that? VCR. Your life seems to be entering a pause if it hasn't already done so. These come up in lots of readings all the time. And it means that things don't seem to be progressing, but the actual truth is that they are progressing under the surface. So try to just bear with it, because things will soon be beginning to take off. They will begin to take off and start up. The only other thing that may be negative, and I don't think it is that you have to make some decisions very soon about your love life. Now this can mean that you meet someone new and you have two lovers to choose from. And of course you can't really have both. I believe you can love two people at the same time, but I feel that you always love one more than the other. There's always a favourite. But you've got to make choices about your love life. If you're thinking of leaving somebody, and I'm not saying you should, but if you're thinking of it, you're going to have to make a decision soon. If you're thinking of joining somebody, you'll need to make a decision soon. These kind of decisions have to be made when they're presented. If you don't make them, you may be forced into making them. So if any decisions around your love life are coming up, try not to put them off. Make your decisions and stick with them. You can always go watch my readings or ring me for a proper reading on the phone. From anywhere in the world, go to my website, davidcharlespsychic.com. You can book me there. And if you can't get me, if I'm busy, one of my team that work for me will help you, and they're the best. I only employ the best. So if they're not the best, they don't get in my team. So we have, be careful who you trust, including at work. Somebody's concerned about you. Could be someone you know. It could be someone in spirit. I don't see any reason why they should be. And I think you've got to make some decisions about your love life soon. This can be a new lover. And it can also mean, number one, that you think you're in love when you're not. You may be infatuated. Or it may just be something that you may just love to be in love and it's not real. But that's not for all of you. This won't resonate with everybody. Pick out what resonates for you and ignore the rest, or choose a different pack. So let me tell you the positives. Some of you are moving house. Now this can mean moving in with your lover. It can also mean moving out from your lover, but I think it's a good thing. I don't think it's negative. It can mean moving your job. If that's the case, the chances are that your lover may be linked to your career or your studies if you're at school or college. If you're at school, you're too young to watch this. So once the pause is over and things start moving again, you may be moving house, you may be moving your job, you may be going on holiday, but there's movement in the reading. Once again, it comes up in lots of readings, but it's positive. So any movement is positive. It's definitely two people, it's not just you. So it could be you may be moving into a flat with your girlfriend, just sharing a flat, but there's movement in the reading. You may be moving in with your lover. You may be moving in with your lover because you're getting married. But this reading is very positive. I see a lady around you who is a business lady. I think she is successful. This could be you, I'm picking up number one. Successful, feminine, classy, self-sufficient. That's the word. I always say this lady, if she was all alone, she'd still be okay. She'd manage quite well. She doesn't need anyone else to support her. But she probably has somebody, but this lady is good. If it's you, number one, then you're a special person. If it's someone you're going to meet, or someone you know, they're a very special person, very successful, slightly materialistic, but not in a bad way. They're also very generous. And they'll give advice. And they'll always be there. And you know that they're good people. This is a good lady. If you're a man, this could be a bloke, of course. But I think a lot of you watching this are girls or females or ladies. So watch out for that. At the moment, you're being guided by a male spirit guide. And I think for a lot of you, number one, the spirit guide is with you right now. Your spirit guide is with you at this moment. You could be at work. You could be having a walk in the country. You could be sitting in the park, you could be taking a bath, but there's a male spirit guide with you right now, and they have got you to choose this number. So there's messages in here for you somewhere, number one. Most of you. At the moment, you're waiting for things to happen, they're going to happen, so be ready. The male spirit guide in your reading is someone that I think you were very close to. Most of you. It could be an old granddad or an old uncle you've lost. It could, if you're unfortunately, it could be your dad that you've lost, but it could be someone you know, an older man who is in spirit, is with you now, he's guiding you now, and he's helping you. It could be him also that's concerned about you as well. So what you have here is very positive. I don't see it as a lovey-dovey Romeo and Juliet thing, but that may be because you already know that. Spirits tend to tell you things that you don't know. So if you already know that you're like Romeo and Juliet, or Cinderella and Prince Charming, that's fine. But it's not indicated to me that you're gushing over with love and romance in the next few weeks. So, as I said, you may already know about that. There are no warnings here. There's nothing to say split up from someone. There's no warnings to say the person you're seeing is bad. There's no hint of you're being cheated on. It can happen, but it's certainly not definite in this reading, number one. So what I'm going to do now for you, before your lucky numbers, don't go without your lucky numbers. What I'm going to do now is pick out 4 oracle cards and see if they tally and back up what I've just been telling you. So, the first one. I need some glasses for this, I think. I can't read my own writing. I can't read the small writing, I should say. This isn't what you expected to happen, but trust that it's part of the plan. So something about your life at the moment, like maybe the pause you're going through, may not be what you expected to happen. And I think that's why you're being shown that you may have to make a decision about your love life. But trust that it's part of the plan. Your spirit guide is there. Something's going on here, number one. It's planning. The spirits are planning. Your angels are planning for you. They're coming through telling me this to tell you this. So if it's not what you thought it would be, it's part of the plan. So trust it, okay? I'll read it again. This isn't what you expected to happen, but trust that it's part of the plan. It's the bigger picture, as they call it. I think exciting things are coming, number one, and I think you may already know about this, some of you. Tell me down below. I'd love to hear from you. If you have any questions, remember, about your love life, money, career, ask them down below and I'll answer them next time. If you want me to keep your name secret, tell me. If not, I shall read it out next time and try and answer for you. The second oracle card is an air card. I think they're crocuses, I'm not sure. Lovely. This one, a neighbour holds the key to your next project. Keep in touch. A neighbour doesn't necessarily mean they live next door. It could be someone that you know and you treat them like a neighbour because you trust them. They hold the key to your next project. So if you're thinking of doing something, maybe career change or something like that, or a new hobby, the neighbour may hold the key, this person. So keep in touch with them. Once again, no warnings, you see. Although you've got someone around you can't trust, it's not your neighbour, I don't think. It's not this person who holds the key to your next project. Hope you understand that, number one. Another air card here. This one, up in the sky, I think, that one. This one's saying, commit to being who you are, who you want to be, and the rest will follow. Commit to being who you want to be, and the rest will follow, number one. Who do you want to be? Ask yourself, who do you want to be? If you think of an answer to that, then commit to it. Follow your dreams. I'm always saying that in these readings. Follow your dreams. Don't let anything stop you. You can achieve anything you want, number one. One more oracle card, then your lucky numbers. An earth card. One of my favourite photographs. I'm not convinced it's a real one, but it's nice. A butterfly on clover. Good things will happen when you give yourself some of the love you give to others. That's telling me, number one, that you need to love yourself. So it may be that you've been a bit hard on yourself recently and you've got to stop it. Listen to David. Good things will happen when you give yourself some of the love you give to others. So you must be a loving person, number one, and I think it's commendable. I think it's nice. I think you have a good reading here. It's not exciting. There's no groundbreaking jackpot winning lottery numbers. Mind you, I'm going to give you numbers now that could change that, of course. So don't go without your lucky numbers. But you have a good reading here. Remember, love yourself, number one. Now I'm going to give you 6 magic lucky numbers chosen by me with my spirit guides before we started filming today. These 6 numbers could change your life forever. You don't have to use all 6. You can use a couple of them on a tote or a casino. You don't need to use all 6. You can use all 6 if you want to. These are lucky numbers, and I must say, I always do, if you're going to gamble with these numbers, do it responsibly. You mustn't get hooked on gambling, and you shouldn't need to because they are lucky numbers, not unlucky numbers. They may be familiar. They may be dates, birthdays, anniversary numbers, car number plates you've had, addresses you've lived at. I'm going to tell you what they are now, number one. And your first number is, you might want to get a pen. You can always pause the video, of course. Your first number is number 8, then 18, get the bike on, 26, 31, 33, and 41. Do they ring any bells, number one? Are they familiar? Maybe they're not, but write them down. These could change your life. You could strike it rich with these, so don't go mad with them, but be sensible. I'll give you them again. Number 8, 18, 26, 31, 33, and 41. These numbers could change your life, and I'm going to give you lucky numbers at every reading. Every time there'll be new lucky numbers for you. Remember, if you have any questions, pop them down below and I'll answer them next time. Live on air. It won't be live when you watch it, but I'll be doing them live. Please give me a thumbs up if you like this, and please subscribe. I'm trying to get 1,000 subscribers, and you could be one of our lovely family. And I love all my subscribers. They're from all over the world, and I've got a question later from India. So subscribers all over the world, please subscribe and click the bell icon, and you'll be notified every time I upload new videos. So I'm going to get ready for number 2 now. It's been so lovely reading for you, number 1. Wherever you are in this beautiful world, remember, think lucky and you'll be lucky. Think love and you will be loved. And I love every one of you. Catch you later. Bye-bye. Hello again. Thank you for staying with me. If you chose number 2, this one is for you. This is called Pick a Card Reading, and it's subtitled Your Love Life. Would you like to know about your love life? This is a timeless reading, which means you can find it today, you can find it next week, next year. It doesn't matter when you find this, you'll find this reading when your angels want you to find it. And you found it today, and you've chosen these cards from these hundreds here. There's hundreds of them, so you pick these cards, number 2. That means there will be a message in here for you somewhere, so stick with me. It won't all resonate with you, but stay with me. At the end, I'm going to give you 6 lucky numbers that could change your life forever. These lucky numbers have been chosen by me with my spirit guides before we started filming today, this evening, in beautiful North Devon. These numbers can be used for lotteries, casinos, whatever you like, and they're lucky numbers, and they're all brand new. Every time I do a reading, they're new lucky numbers for you, so don't go away without those. So, pick a card reading that's timeless, your love life. Some of this won't have happened yet. It's coming up. It's predicted. As I said, it won't resonate with all of you. Pick out what does and ignore what doesn't, or choose a different number. You can have more than one anyway, of course. Let me tell you the negatives first, and then we'll do the positives. There are signs here, number 2, that you could experience a loss. Now that can mean, well, losses in readings are usually the avoidable kind, and not usually disasters. If you see a reading with a loss, it doesn't mean a bereavement. It can sometimes, very rarely. If you see a bereavement in a reading, it's usually because you know it's coming anyway and somebody's not well. But that's Hollywood movie stuff. You could lose your credit card, you could lose your purse, your handbag. Depends what country you live in. Purse in England is a little thing. In America it's a handbag, I think. You could lose each other if you're in love. It can mean that you're losing each other. Now the beauty of having psychic readings is to make changes so that these things don't happen. So if you think you're losing each other and you don't want to, then take steps to make sure that it doesn't happen, number 2. But it can mean losing your job sometimes. As I said, most losses in readings are avoidable. So if your job's under threat, be careful, make sure you don't lose it. But I don't think it's anything like that. I think it's something you can avoid. Keep your doors locked. Don't gamble without the lucky numbers, of course. And don't lend people money or anything else because you won't get it back. So, at the moment, the negatives, there are hardly any. Again, I'm so pleased because what you have indicates a change. Now that may be negative, I can't be sure, but it means you're coming out of one phase, number 2, and you're heading into a new part of your life. It's like when you're reading a book, a novel. One chapter is ending now, and a new one's going to start. So it's quite exciting. An ending in a reading can be sad, but it is exciting because it means a brand new start. So chuck away the rubbish, leave the past behind you if this happens. I said it won't be resonant with all of you, but if it does, then relish the new start, relish the new challenge. It could be new hobbies, it could be new career, it could be a new lover. But changes are coming and they're imminent, they're very soon. Now then, I'm picking up at least one child around you. So it may be your sister, your brother, you may have a child, you may have a few. Or you may be seeing somebody, a man or a lady who's got children or a child. Nothing wrong with it, there's no warnings, it's happiness, so don't worry about that. At the moment, a bit similar to number one, there's a spirit guide around you, but it's a lady, in your case, number two. There's a lady in spirit with you right now. So you could be in the car, you could be sitting on the beach, you could be having a picnic in the park, you could be taking a bath. There is a spirit guide with you right now, and she is looking after you, so you're in good hands. And your spirit guides have got you to watch this today. As I said, there will be a meaning in here for you, at least one, probably several. So your love life, I think for a lot of you, there's new things coming. Now, if that's not a new lover, it usually means that you're making your existing love life new again. You're rekindling a romance that's probably gone a bit brother and sisterly or something like that, and you're getting it back together. But for a lot of you, this will mean a brand new lover, so watch out for that. It's brilliant. And you have, I'll show you the Ace of Cups here. So this can mean new love, depending on what's with it. Cards don't mean much on their own, but I believe that you've got choices in abundance coming. You've got so much coming. You've got new beginnings. You've got the Sun here, rather major arcana, the Sun card, which means new beginnings. You have the Death card, which doesn't mean death. It means the end of an era and a new beginning. So, as I said, it only means death if you know there's one anyway about to happen. But that's very, very rare. Spirit guides don't reveal that stuff. That's Hollywood stuff, as I said, and they are classed as major secrets. But I believe some of you are going to travel soon. And some of you, number two, are traveling overseas. And it will, I believe, be linked to your love life, because that's what this reading is about. It's called your love life. Pick a card reading, your love life. And I think new love is coming, and it's fantastic. There's no negatives here except that you could lose something, and you won't, because I warned you not to. You're guided by spirit. There's a High Priestess from the Major Arcana again. It's a spirit guide, mostly female, who I believe is with you right now and feeling it. The messages I'm getting is that you're being guided by spirit. This usually means as well that you're going through a psychic period of your own. So if you have some psychic ability, number two, this should be quite a high point for you. So enjoy it. It means you can judge things. You'll know if people are bad or not, or good, by the way you feel about them as soon as you see them. The moment you see them, you'll know. Your intuition is on a high point. You'll get these. We all get them. It's always there, but you get high points, and yours is now number two. Travel is yours. I think you've got a selection of stuff to choose from. It's a really good reading, but I think sometimes, number two, you think there's something missing. You get up in the morning and you think, here we go again, the same thing. It feels like something is missing, and that is usually, when you feel like that, it's usually love that's missing. I think when you're really in love with someone, and they love you in return, you never feel like something's missing. You feel fulfilled. So if there's an emptiness within you and it feels like something's missing, it's possibly love, or that your love needs rekindling, and a new lover or a rekindling of your love life is predicted. So enjoy it. It's fantastic, and I love it. I love these kind of readings. So don't feel that something's missing, because it isn't. And I think as long as you're careful and don't lose things, you're on a winner, and your lucky numbers can help. So, before we go on to that, trying to see if I can pick up anything else. I've picked up here that anything to do with children is good. They always are in readings anyway. The spirit guides never say avoid children, so don't worry about that. But I think anything to do with children is good. So if you're fighting for custody, and some of you will be, then I think it's good. I think you'll win. if you're being fought for custody and you're trying to keep the children in your control, in your custody, then I think you'll win that. So anything to do with children is good. And please comment below about that, because if you want to ask me questions, write them down there and I'll answer them next time in our viewers questions section. Now I'm going to use some oracle cards for you. Get the bike, here's the glasses, to see if they back up what I've told you. And the first one is a fire card. Candles floating on the ocean. Is that possible? Or is it Photoshop? Now then, this one says to you, number 2, see the energy of love in all its forms. These have been shuffled, trust me, and I didn't know this was there. See the energy of love in all its forms, such as angels, auras, and visions. You'll know what that means. You will know what that means. See the energy, the power of love in all its forms. Not just the person you love, but it's angels, auras, and visions. As I said, you're going through a psychic period, and that confirms it for me, for you. The next one is an air card again. Well, I hope they're coming in, not going out to sea, these balloons. If you can see that. I wouldn't like to be floating out to sea as it's getting dark. Or is it getting light? This one says to you, number 2, meditate on your decision and the right answer will come to you. Trust it. So I think you're trying to make a decision about something, and it will be love related, I'm sure, for most of you. So if you don't know what to decide, meditate on it. If you know how to do that, relax, take a bath, lay on the couch, just close your eyes, drift into deep relaxation. Don't fall asleep. Meditate on the decision you're about to make, and you will be right, and you can trust it. As I said, you're going through a psychic high, which happens in lots of these readings. Another air card here. In fact, they're all air cards, is it? Well, there's a fire card, yeah. There's another air card. Birds flying. Are they going to roost? Or are they just getting up? Well, I'd love to see birds flying. This one says to you, number 2, once you acknowledge your self-worth, your confidence will soar. This tells me you're lacking in confidence at the moment, number 2. Has something been knocking your confidence, or has somebody been knocking your confidence? Has somebody knocked your confidence out of you, metaphorically, of course? This card says, once you acknowledge your self-worth, and I hope this reading helps you do that, number 2, your confidence will soar. Remember, number 2, you are as good, if not better than anyone else. So believe in yourself. It's important. It's very important. I'm not just saying this. You need to believe in you. You need to have confidence in yourself. And you need to love yourself, and your confidence will soar. One more oracle card, and another air card. Oh, lightning. Don't you just love lightning? Thunder and lightning. Some people don't, I know. This one says to you, this is exactly what I told you again. Let go of negative people. And I said to you, get rid of negatives. Let go of the negative people in your life. They don't deserve your effort. So if you're surrounded with negative people, and they may be lowering your self-confidence, as I said, get rid of them. Don't hurt them, but remove them from your life. If you're mixing with negative people at work, there's not much you can do about it, but just don't let them be negative to you. Otherwise, they'll lower your moods and they'll make you as pessimistic as they are. So remove negatives. And that will also mean, number 2, remove negative habits like smoking. You'll be glad you watched this if you're a smoker. Get rid of negative habits. If you're drinking too much, if you're not eating properly, get rid of that habit and eat properly. Make sure you're sleeping well. Make sure you look after yourself. Make sure you love yourself. Number 2. This is a positive reading for you. Now, I think we'll do some lucky numbers. These lucky numbers could change your life. You could hit the jackpot with these, literally. Put it down there if you do. I'd love to know. These lucky numbers may be familiar. They may be addresses, house numbers, car number plates you've had, anniversaries of birthdays, weddings, divorces. They're lucky numbers. If you're going to gamble with them, number 2, you must do it responsibly. Otherwise, you'll get me into trouble and yourself. So, let's see if you recognise any of these. Your lucky numbers, number 2, are 17, 29, 31, 37, 40 and 46. These numbers were picked by me with my spirit guide, with my angel guides, before we started filming this evening. These numbers could change your life. Please write them down. And remember, 17, you don't have to use all 6, just use a couple of them if you want. Just use 2 or 3 of them. 17, 29, 31, 37, 40 and 46. Do they ring any bells, number 2? These numbers really could change your life, so keep them secret. Don't tell them everyone else. And just use a couple or 3. You don't have to use all 6, as I said. If you like this video, please give me a like. Please consider subscribing. Join our lovely family. I've got clients from all over the planet and they're lovely. I love every one of them. And click the bell icon if you want to be notified when I upload new videos. And if you want to ask me a question about money, love, career, anything like that, stick it down there and I'll answer it next time live in the reading, because we do the questions at the end, viewers' questions at the end. And it's been fantastic speaking to you, number 2, from here in beautiful North Devon by the sea. Not far from the sea anyway. And remember, think lucky and you'll be lucky. Think love and you will be loved. And I love every one of you. Catch you later. Bye-bye. Hello again. Thank you for staying with me. If you chose number 3, this one is for you. It's called Pick a Card Reading and it's subtitled Your Love Life. Do you want to know about your love life? Then stick with me, because I'm going to tell you all I can tell you for the coming weeks and months about your love life, what's coming up and what's going away, probably. This is a pick a card reading and it's timeless, which means you can find this reading today, when I film it, next week, next year, or 2 years from now. It makes no difference at all. You'll find this reading when your angels, your spirit guides want you to find it. You've chosen these cards from hundreds, so number 3, there will be a message in here for you somewhere. Stick with me. At the end of the reading, I'm going to give you some lucky numbers. 6 magic numbers chosen by me with my angels before we started filming today. These are spirit guided lucky numbers that could change your life forever. You could hit the jackpot, so don't go away without those. Let's take a look at this pick a card reading, your love life. So, pick a card reading today, actually. Let me tell you the negatives first. Then we'll do the positives. All the juicy stuff at the end, so stick with me. But we'll get rid of the negatives first, and one of the negatives here indicates that you may be in a triangle, and as depicted by the beautiful card there with 3 swords going through a heart, 3 of swords. This may not apply to all of you. As I said, it won't apply. If this reading doesn't resonate, pick another stack. You can have more than 1 stack. You can pick 2 or 3 if you want. But you may be heading into a triangle that you're not aware of, number 3. Or you may be in a triangle now. You may be seeing somebody that's already married or that's already spoken for. Or you may be married yourself and you're seeing someone outside of that sort of partnership. And these things happen all the time, of course. But if you're in a triangle, it's not worth me pointing much out because you'll know about it. But if you don't know, be careful. Now, it doesn't always mean betrayal. It doesn't always mean that your man is seeing another lady. It could be that the triangle is your mother-in-law causing trouble. It could be your partner's sister or his friends down the pub or her friends at work. Somebody is creating this thing that makes it look like a 3-way thing, like a triangle. So be careful. But I think once you've sorted that out, it's not a bad reading at all. You've got very few negatives, which is lovely because the first 2 didn't have any either. You have, I'm not seeing this as like a Romeo and Juliet thing. As I always say, they both died anyway. But I am seeing some prospects for the future improvement. So although it may be a bit plain at the moment around your love life, it's going to take off, believe me, it really is. So the negatives are possible triangle, and I don't really see anything else. I really can't see negatives, which is throwing me now because I'm stuck. So let's tell you the positives. I believe you're going to receive an offer, and it could be somebody that fancies you that's linked to your career. Not definitely, but they seem to be linked to your earthly life. This person respects you, they look up to you, so there's something about you that they like. Maybe you're their boss, I don't know. There's something about you that they like. They've got great respect for you. They may be asking you on a date. It may be someone you already know. It could be your husband, but they're going to ask you something. They've got something coming up that's going to surprise you. So don't mention it because you'll ruin the surprise. But it's possible that you're going to be asked out by someone totally brand new. It's one or the other, of course. I believe that this reading also involves, this is the third time today, by the way, tonight, but you're going through a very psychic period, number 3, and at the moment you're inspired by the stars. The star card, the major arcana star card. Depends what you get with this card, but the way it stands today, you're inspired by the stars up there, not the ones in the newspapers, the real planets, the stars. So whether you believe it or not, you are inspired by the stars and the galaxies and what's out there, and you may look at the sky at night and think, where does that all end? You're that type of person. You need to know things. You're inquisitive. You're analytical, number 3, and which is good. It's good. But I think you may also be offered a new job, and the new job could be linked to your love life. So you may be someone linked to your work that you're interested in or in love with even. I think you've got to be ready because your life, number 3, is about to take off. It's going to speed up considerably, not just in your love life, everything. Your love life, your working life, you may be traveling soon. Things are going to hit the fast lane, so be ready. Be ready for communication, letters, phone calls, WhatsApp, text messages, Facebook messages, all kinds of furious activity. You're going to be rushed off your feet, and it's a nice thing. It's not a bad thing. You're going to feel good. Life is about to hit the fast lane, number 3, so be ready. You heard it here first. Then there is a second romantic offer. Now this one, I believe, is somebody new. So the first one may be someone you already know. The second romantic offer comes from someone who may be linked to water, maybe the coast. He may be living by a lake, or he may be a water sign, or all 3, or both. He's got links to water. He's romantic. He has a feminine side. Doesn't mean he's gay, but he's got a feminine side and he's not afraid to show it. He likes to fall in love. And I think, number 3, that he's going to fall, he or she, by the way, is going to fall in love with you. Do you know who this person is? Has somebody got the hots for you? Because I think they have, and if they haven't, it's coming soon. As I said, things are about to take off, number 3, so be ready. You could feel like the rug's been pulled from under you. It's not a bad thing. You're not going to fall on your face, but things are going to go so quickly. Now, the spirit world are telling me to tell you that it's time for you to be a bit adventurous, to take a risk. Something's going to come along now, number 3, and you're going to think, do I dare try this? As long as it's not dangerous or hurting anyone, then yes, the spirit guides want you to take a chance. They want you to be adventurous. They want you to take a leap of faith. And I think you'll know what that means when it happens. It may already be happening. You may be seeing a man who's in a profession that gives advice. Well, man or lady. Could be a solicitor, a lawyer, as they say in America. It could be someone like an accountant. It's not a medical thing. It's nothing like that. But it's someone you pay money to for advice. So it's not a psychic, it's not a healer. It's something like a professional person, an architect, a solicitor, a designer, somebody you're going to need. Could be a web designer. But you're paying this money to this person because he's respected and he's good at what he does. I don't know what that means, but I know that you will, number 3. So the message here is, watch out for triangles. You don't want to be in a triangle, a love triangle. As I said, it may not be a betrayal, so make sure that nobody is interfering in your romance. If things seem to be a bit fraught or strange, not going as you planned, the chances are that somebody's winding things up. Now that could be a bit of jealousy, or it could be somebody that you're seeing that their sister doesn't like you, or their mother doesn't like you, or her brother doesn't like you, or something like that. Somebody somewhere maybe just causing an upset that's showing me a triangle, but it can mean another woman. It can mean that you're seeing a married man or a married lady, or it can mean that you're married and you're seeing somebody, which makes the triangle, of course. And the last thing you need at the moment is a lover's triangle, but they're so difficult to get out of. Easy to get into, difficult to get out of, especially without hurting someone. And if you hurt someone, number 3, you will get the karma, so watch it. Karma, as you probably know, is threefold. So if you get karma bad, you get it 3 times over. If you get karma that's good, you get rewarded 3 times. So watch out for that. You're going through a spiritual time. You're inspired by the stars. So ask your spirit guides when you want help. They may not be able to answer you verbally, but they'll come to you in your dreams. Don't ever doubt that. They will come to you in some form. They may come to you in your daydreams when you're washing the dishes, but they will come to you and they will help you. They're there to guide you. That's why they've got you to pick these cards from all these hundreds. There's messages in here for you somewhere, number 3, and your lucky numbers could be vital, so don't go without them, because they could make you rich. They could change your life. You could hit the jackpot, but you must gamble sensibly. There is, for some of you, news of a pregnancy or a baby being born. Do you know about that? Are you number 3? Are you pregnant maybe? Or is it your wife if you're a chap? So psychic activity, paying someone for something they do for your service. Psychic activity is big. If you've got psychic activity around you, number 3, then it's obvious that you've got healing ability as well. The two go together. So don't think that everything's coincidental. If you think of someone you haven't seen for years and then the phone rings and it's them, that's not always a coincidence. You may be having premonitions. You're going to receive an offer, a generous offer from someone that could involve work, and you're going to receive another offer that could involve real, true love. You could be heading into a brand new love affair and you'll be like a schoolgirl or a schoolboy with a crush, head over heels in love. But that's to come. I think for a lot of you, it may take a while to develop. Some of you, of course, especially the water signs out there, will fall in love very easily, sometimes too easily. So don't give your heart too easily, especially if you've been hurt before, and I know that some of you have. You've been through it. Watch out for triangles. Watch out for news of a pregnancy. If you're trying to get pregnant, number 3, it's great timing. This is great timing for it. And the message from Spirit is that they want you to take a few more risks. They don't want you to be reckless or daft, but take a few chances. If something pops up and you think, should I not? As long as it's safe to do it, have a go. Make your life exciting, because I think you've got some good stuff coming. As I said, things are going to take off very soon. They're going to speed up. So let's take a look at some oracle cards and see if they back up what I said. These were shuffled earlier. They've all been shuffled, so I haven't got a clue what's coming. Let's see if they back up what I've said. You need glasses for these. Do 4 oracle cards. The first one is an air card, which is showing you above the clouds up on a mountain maybe, Snowdonia, Arizona, no, the Rocky Mountains maybe, somewhere nice like that. This card message from Spirit says to you, distract yourself with creative pursuits and the inspiration you seek will find you. So they want you to do something the same, what I've just told you really. Take a chance, do new things, be creative. Take up a new hobby, photography maybe, walking, painting, sculpting, something new. Roller skating, dancing. It's saying distract yourself with something like a new hobby. A creative pursuit. And the inspiration you look for will find you. So it will find you, which is not the same as you finding it. I'm sure you'll know what that means, number 3, sorry. Mixing my numbers up now. Right, let's have a look at them. This is an earth card, this one. Looks like, is it dandelions or is that a cotton field? I'm not sure. Lovely photograph. This is an earth card and it says to you, number 3, healing will begin with the food on your plate. Make wise choices. This doesn't mean food literally. It means what you've got in front of you. Healing will begin with what you've got. So it can mean that you're searching for things you've already got. And you're thinking that there's something missing, a bit like the last read, number 2. But healing will begin with the food on your plate, what you already have. Make wise choices. I don't know what that means, number 3, but you will know. If it means something to you, you'll know. Make wise choices. Be adventurous, be daring, but be wise. This one's an air card. More birds. We had birds earlier. Birds flying. Are they flying south for the winter, or are they flying home for the summer? Very nice. This is an air card. It says to you here, number 3, someone from your past has the solution you need. Think about who it could be. Now, again, only you will know what this means, number 3. Somebody from your past has the solution you need. Could it be your ex-husband for some of you, your ex-wife for some of you? Could it be a girlfriend you knew at school? Think about who it could be. That's what it says. Think about it. And your 4th card is a water card. Oh, look at that. A lily on a lily pond. Could be anywhere. Could be England. Could be Devon, where we are now. Beautiful North Devon in the UK. A fresh start is coming with new opportunities. Nurture your ideas. Remember, a fresh start is coming. Number 3. Nurture your ideas. Opportunities are coming your way. As I keep repeating, things are going to take off. Now, I'm going to give you 6 lucky numbers. You don't need to use all 6. You can use a couple of them, or 3 of them, or 4 of them. These lucky numbers could change your life. You could hit the jackpot, okay? And as I said, you must gamble responsibly. Don't forget to put comments down below, by the way. If you want to ask me a question about love, romance, money, anything, put them down there and I'll answer them next time in the reading in a few days' time, which I'm going to do in a minute. So I'm always happy to see your comments. If you like the reading, please click like, and if you want to subscribe, I wish you would. I'm trying to get 1,000 subscribers, so hit the subscribe button, give us a like, and hit the bell icon and you'll get notified every time I upload new videos. And share me with your friends on Facebook and all that lot. So let's give you some lucky numbers. These lucky numbers could change your life. They could be familiar. They could be addresses you've lived at, car number plates, check numbers from work, birthdays, anniversaries, wedding anniversaries, the dates your babies were born. They may mean nothing at all, but these numbers can change your life. As I said, if you're going to gamble, you must do it responsibly, number 3. So your lucky numbers are number 6, 22, 23, 31, 42 and 48. Do they ring any bells, number 3? Let me know below. Let me know below if you hit the jackpot with the lottery or the casino or Las Vegas. I'll give them you one more time. 6, 22, 23, 31, 42 and 48. These numbers could change your life forever. There's going to be new numbers every reading, so stick with me next time. Please subscribe, and I'm going to get ready for number 4 now. So number 3, remember, think lucky and you'll be lucky. Think love and you'll be loved. And I love every one of you, and it's been lovely talking to you. Catch you later. Bye-bye. Hello again. Thank you for staying with me. If you chose number 4, this one's for you. And this is called Pick a Card Reading Today. And it's called, subtitled, Your Love Life. Would you like to know about your love life? Stick with me and I'm going to give you the best I can. This won't resonate with all of you. Just pick what does and ignore what doesn't, or pick a different stack. But this is a Pick a Card reading and it's timeless. A timeless reading means you can find it today, next week, next year or 10 years from now. It makes no difference at all. You'll find this reading when your angels want you to find it. When your spirit guides want you to find it, you'll find it. If you found it now, you picked it from all these hundreds of cards. So number 4, there will be a message in here for you somewhere. Stick with me. At the end of the reading, I'm going to give you 6 magic numbers, lucky numbers, chosen by me with my spirit guides before we started filming this evening. These numbers can make you hit the jackpot. They could change your life for the better. So please don't go without your lucky numbers. And please, if you're gambling with them, do it responsibly or you get us all into trouble. So, you could strike it rich. This is your love life stuff. I'm going to tell you the negatives first. The bad stuff first. Get that out of the way. Then I'll tell you the lovely positives, the nice lovey-dovey stuff. So, the negatives indicate confusion. This means that you and your lover, or your prospective lover, may be at cross purposes. Or there's confusion about the way you feel. Maybe you're not sure about the way you feel. This may not be negative, but it Confusion can be a bit irritating, and it can mean that there's been some quarrels and arguments. And I think if you've been arguing or quarrelling, it's because you're mixed up. I don't think it's because there's something bad going on. I think you maybe got the wrong end of the stick, or he or she has. So if that happens, it may not have happened yet. I'm predicting the future, of course. But if you've been mixed up with each other and getting the wrong information, or people have been stirring things up, try to avoid it turning into an argument or bickering, because you could do without it. That's one of your negatives. The other negative here is negativity itself. This means you may be mixing with negative people, or the man or lady we're looking at may be negative, or you may be being negative or pessimistic. When the spirit guides show negatives in a reading, they're asking you to remove them. Your spirit guides are saying to me, to say to you, get rid of negatives. It happened in one of the other readings earlier. This means remove negative habits like smoking, and if you're doing that, I'm sure you're not, a lot of you, some of you may be. If you're taking some kind of drugs that you shouldn't be taking, try and knock it off. If you're not eating properly, make sure you do. But mostly, it usually means that you need to ignore or try and avoid negative people, because negative people, number 4, will bring you down and they'll make you negative, and they can make you depressed. As I said earlier, you can't always ignore negative people. You might be working with them and you can't escape them then. But don't let them influence your moods and make you down in the dumps, because they will. It may be negative or not, I'm not sure, but some of you are seeing a person in a caring profession. Now that could be a doctor, a GP, it could be a midwife, it could be a healer, an acupuncturist, an osteopath, it could be the local vicar or priest or your religious person. But you're seeing somebody in a caring profession. He or she cares. For most of you, it's a man. And they care. That's what they're doing. They may be a psychic. And you're getting advice from this person. I think they're a bit older than you in most cases. As I said, this won't resonate with all of you. Take in what does, ignore what doesn't, or pick a different stack. You can have more than one stack. You can have 2 or 3 if you want. So get rid of negatives. Watch out for a man or a lady, possibly a man, who will give you advice, who's in a caring profession. He cares about people. That's his job. That's why he's in it. It's his vocation. Expect some confusion at work as well. This is not a work-related reading, but it's called your love life. But there may be confusion at work. And the confusion at work could be linked to your love life. So maybe your lover's at work, or maybe you're going to meet him while you're at work. Perhaps you work in a local bar and he's going to walk in, or something like that, he or she. You're actually shown to me, and this is not negative either, but you're thinking about giving something up. Now that can mean you're giving up your lover, or you're thinking about it. As always, it doesn't mean that you will, but you may be thinking about walking away from a situation because you think that it's giving you too much stress, or that your love life with this person has faded, which would be a shame. If you're thinking about giving something up, number 4, then do exactly that. Think about it. Don't do it before you've considered every option. I would hate you to give something up and then look back and think, what if? I wish I'd stayed with it. So be careful you're not giving something up without proper consideration, as I said. There's an older person around you, like a father figure or a mother figure. This older person, not the one I mentioned earlier in the caring profession, this could be your dad or your uncle or your auntie or your mum. But for most of you, again, it's a man, most of you. So a lot of you watching this, I think, are ladies. And there's a man who gives advice, and he's on this side. It's not a spirit guide. It's someone you respect, like a father figure. It may not be your father, but it's a fatherly type of bloke. And you know that if he gives you advice, he knows what he's talking about. He's been around a while and he's quite wise, like an old owl. And it may just be a couple of words. It may not be a lecture he's going to give you, but something he says may trigger something inside you, and you'll realise that it's right, he's right. And maybe you've been doing things wrong all along. Now, these are separate to love things, but I'll tell you anyway, there's money coming your way. These are the positives. There's money coming your way, number 4. It may be to do with the lucky numbers I'm going to give you. In fact, there are 2 separate messages here about money. One is a lump sum of money that you need to keep, and it could be linked to your love life. It could be linked to a marriage, or something making you a bit more wealthy because of love. I don't know what the spirits are telling me, but money in this reading is linked to love, okay? Linked to your love life, which can of course mean a joining together and a pooling of your resources. Perhaps you've both got a house and you're going to live in one of them. But money is in the reading. That's a lump sum of money. And separate to that, there's also a share of money coming. Now, this could be the lucky numbers. It could be a win, because a share means you're not the only one receiving it, of course. So watch out for that. New beginnings are predicted. New beginnings in your love life. So it looks like an exciting time. As I said earlier to one of the other readings, a new beginning doesn't always mean a new lover, but it can mean that you're rekindling the love that you've already got, making it new again, making yourself new again, taking on different ways of looking at the thing, less confusion, less bickering. It looks good. It looks to me like, number 4, that you're a very, very generous person. Most of you are givers. You're always giving things away. You like for other people to have nice things. When it's birthday time, you enjoy watching people open their little presents. It gives you pleasure to give things at Christmas and things like that. You're generous, and it means that you'll also give your feelings and your love to people, which is lovely, and you should be very proud of that. Don't change that. So, listen to advice from an older person, like a father figure or a mother figure. Watch out for money coming, 2 lots of money. Do the lucky numbers, don't go without them. You may have to see a person in a caring profession. As I said, it could be a midwife. So that can mean babies, pregnancies. It could be an acupuncturist, something like that. Some of you are thinking of buying a pet, and I think a lot of you, it could be a dog. For some of you, maybe a cat. Strangely enough, there's also horses in this reading, which I've been talking about today in real life, so that's a coincidence. But there are horses in real life, I mean away from this. Some of you are into horses, so if you're gambling on horses, the lucky numbers will come in handy, but there's horses, there's dogs and cats. Some of you are thinking of buying a pet. If you're going to get a pet, I'm lecturing you now, don't buy one, rescue one. There's plenty of them looking for homes. Shouldn't be lecturing you, should I? But I really believe that. If you can rescue an animal, do so. So, it means you're animal lovers, a lot of you. I think a lot of you, I've said this many times in the past, but some of you out there will love animals more than you love people, because you, I suppose they're unconditional, aren't they? You've got some good stuff here, number 4. I'm going to do some oracle cards now to see if it backs up what I've told you. There's 4 oracle cards, what I'll do for each reading. The first one, these have been shuffled by the way, is an earth card. Oh, it's a beautiful sunset. Oh, is it a sunrise? I think it's a sunset. This one says to you, heal the critic in your mind and your body will grow stronger every day. So this means to me that you're self-critical, number 4. You're criticizing yourself and you've got to pack it in, okay? Don't do it. Don't be bad to yourself. Heal the critic within you and your body will grow stronger every day. And your mind, of course. Your spiritual side will grow. Don't be too hard on yourself. Love yourself, as I said to one of the other readings today. Give yourself a break, and I think you're a very good person. You're generous, you're a giver, and you give your love. And when you give your love, and you really love someone, then it's unconditional. A bit like the dogs and the cats I mentioned. So heal the critic in your mind, and your body will grow stronger every day. Okay, your mind and your body. Let's try another earth card here. A long and winding road on a dark desert highway. No, not really. That's a song, isn't it? You'll love that song. Help is coming. You just need to ask for it. So if you need help with something, it's coming. I think number 4, you'll know what that means. Help is coming. You just need to ask for it. So if there's somebody you want to ask a favour of, the spirits are saying ask them now. Don't hesitate. Another one is a fire card. Then your lucky numbers, don't go without them. How would you like to be camping there? Fire in the forest. Lovely. This one says ignite the fire within you that connects you to the divine. So it's a spiritual thing. Got the northern lights there, I think. Ignite the fire within you, the fire, the passion, ignite it, get it going. It connects you to the divine. It connects you to spirit. It connects you to your spirit guides that have got you to choose this pack, this pick a card reading today. Ignite the fire within you that connects you to the divine. You, again, will know what that means, number 4, especially if you're into this kind of thing. You will be connected to the divine. Big word, divine. Beautiful. One more, another fire card. Strange. Another fire as well. What about that one? This one is saying to you, surround yourself with positive people. What about that? This is the card that means get rid of negative people. The Ace of Swords. Surround yourself with positive people and situations and avoid negativity. So it's backing up what I've told you. These have all been shuffled. I don't know what's coming, number 4. So surround yourself with positive people, if you can always, and positive situations, and avoid all negativity. Don't get involved in negative habits. Don't mix with negative people. Don't let people's negativity bring you down, because it will. And I think if you're buying a pet, if you're getting a pet, please rescue one if you can. Let's take a look at your lucky numbers. I'm going to give you 6 lucky numbers. You only need probably 2 or 3 of them. You may want to use 4 of them. You may want to use all 6. These lucky numbers could change your life. You could hit the jackpot. They were chosen by me with my spirit guides before we started filming. If you're going to gamble with these numbers, you must do it responsibly or you'll get us all into trouble, okay? These lucky numbers may be familiar. They could be birthdays, car number plates you've had, addresses you've lived at, anniversaries, wedding anniversaries. They may not be familiar at all, but they will be important. They can make you rich, remember, change your life. Could. These are not guaranteed. So your lucky numbers, number 4, if you want to write them down. If not, you can pause the video. 15, 24, 28, 36, 41 and 42. Do they ring any bells? Think about it. I'll give you one more time. 15, 24, 28, 36, 41 and 42. These numbers could change your life. As I said, if you're gambling, do it sensibly. You shouldn't need to gamble much. They're lucky numbers, not unlucky numbers. It's been so lovely talking to you. If you want a reading with me on the phone from anywhere in the world, go to my website. You can book me on davidcharlespsychic.com. If I'm not free, one of the team that work for me will help you, and I only employ the best. So if they're in my team, they're good, or they don't get in the team. If you want to ask me any questions, love life, money, career, stick them down below and I'll answer them next time live on this recording, as I'm going to do in a few minutes for the viewers' questions section. So please subscribe. I'm trying to get 1,000 subscribers. Hit the like button if you like this. Tell your friends about me. Click the bell icon and you'll be notified when I upload new videos, every few days usually. And you'll get lucky numbers every time. Hopefully you'll win the jackpot eventually. I want you to tell me below if you do. Don't keep it secret. And it's been wonderful talking to you from here in beautiful North Devon, not far from the sea, the Atlantic Ocean. And it's been a pleasure. Please subscribe, as I said, and share me with your friends. Remember, number 4, think lucky and you'll be lucky. Think love and you'll be loved. And I love every one of you. Catch you later. Bye-bye. Hello again. Thank you for staying with me. I hope you enjoyed your reading if you've chosen one of these numbers 1 to 4. And I hope you've written down your lucky numbers because they could be very important. This is the viewers' question time. I got a couple of questions, that's all this time, from people that wrote to me last time, and I said I'd have a look at it for them. And I just want to read them out for you. And the first one is from somebody called Lunarian Spirit. Lunarian Spirit. This question is, does my love interest want a relationship with me? Well, Lunarian Spirit, does my love interest want a relationship with me? I've taken a look at this and I think the answer is no, not yet. However, the things are looking positive if you can persevere with this person. I think they're a bit stubborn. There's a chance that your love interest is already interested in somebody else. But that can fade. And I think if you persevere for a while, don't persevere forever with this one, because if they're not ready to commit to you soon, then I don't think I think you deserve better. But the question is, does my love interest want a relationship with me? The answer is no at the moment, but I believe if you work on it, then he or she will. Hope you found that interesting. The next question is from India. It's from Nipper in India. And she says to me, I think it's a she, will I relocate to where he is living? It's a bit similar to the other question. The answer is, will I relocate to where he lives, which I've been looking at earlier. And the answer again is not quite just yet, but it could happen, I think, as things develop between you. I think you two will get closer. I think in the end, he is going to ask you to relocate, but it won't be for a while, 2 or 3 months at least. It could be longer than that, but eventually, Nipper, I do think that you will relocate to where he lives. And I hope that's helpful. Don't forget to subscribe if you're watching this, and if you watched the video, I hope you watched the videos. Subscribe, give us a like if you like it, click the bell icon. If you want a reading with me from anywhere in the world, go to davidcharlespsychic.com. That's my website. And if I'm not free on there, if you can't get me, one of my team that work for me will help you. That's davidcharlespsychic.com. Please click the bell icon. Please subscribe. What else is that? Share me with your friends. And it's been lovely talking to you. And if you want to ask me any questions for the viewers' questions next time, stick them down there. Any questions at all, I answer all of my comments always. And it's been lovely talking to all of you. Remember, think lucky and you'll be lucky. Think love and you'll be loved. And I love every one of you. Catch you later. Bye-bye.